Horse meat is a food consumed in many parts of the world, and at the same time, it involves a series of controversies, traditions, and cultural, economic, and historical factors that make it a fascinating and controversial topic. Over the centuries, horse meat has been both accepted and rejected, depending on the region and the view of societies on the horse and its role in the world. While horse meat is considered a delicacy in some countries, in others, it is treated almost as a taboo. What explains this cultural division, and how is horse meat present in different culinary practices? Horse meat has been consumed since the early days of humanity. For a long time, horses were used not only as a means of transportation or as working animals, but also as a source of food. However, as the centuries went by and civilization advanced, many countries began to see horses differently. They began to be seen more as companions or symbols of status and power, especially in the West, which made it harder to accept their meat as food. This phenomenon is not exclusive to one culture or region, but rather a reflection of changes in the role animals play in human societies. In countries like Kazakhstan, Mongolia, and parts of Central Asia, horse meat is a deeply rooted culinary tradition. In these nomadic cultures, horses are essential not only for work but also for food. Horse meat is highly valued in these regions, especially for its nutritional qualities. It is an excellent source of protein, iron, and other essential nutrients. Additionally, horse meat is leaner compared to other meats, making it a healthy choice for those seeking options with less saturated fat. Mongolia, for example, has a long tradition of consuming horse meat. Mongols believe that horses play a sacred role in their culture and use them in various ceremonies, but also for food. Horses are raised in freedom, grazing in the vast steppes of the country, where they are fed a natural diet. In some regions of Mongolia, horse meat is consumed in various forms, such as roasted, cooked, or even in traditional soups. Furthermore, horse milk is also highly appreciated, consumed both fresh and fermented to make beverages like kumis. The nutritional value of horse meat and milk is emphasized in local diets, especially during the long winters. Horse meat is also consumed in China, where it is estimated that the country is the largest producer of horse meat in the world. In China, horse meat is widely consumed in various forms, from traditional cuts in cooked dishes to more modern preparations in sophisticated restaurants. Horse meat is appreciated for its lightness and nutritional value, especially sought after by those who want lean meat rich in proteins. However, horse meat is still seen with some strangeness in many other parts of the world, partly due to cultural and historical differences regarding the role of horses in society. In Europe, horse meat has been consumed for centuries, with countries like France, Italy, and Belgium having a long tradition of culinary preparations involving horse meat. In France, horse meat is considered a delicacy and is served in various dishes, such as steaks, carpaccio, and even as an ingredient in gourmet hamburgers. Steak de cheval, or horse steak, is a specialty in some regions of the country. In recent years, the number of markets specializing in horse meat has increased, especially in large cities like Paris. Additionally, with the growing focus on high-protein, low-fat diets, horse meat has gained popularity in restaurants dedicated to offering healthier and more sustainable food products. In countries like Belgium and the Netherlands, horse meat also has a long history and is consumed in various forms. In some areas, markets specializing in horse meat are common, and the meat is used in traditional preparations like filet de cheval, horse fillet. Horse meat is also quite popular in Italy, especially in some regions in the south of the country, where dishes like cavallo alla brace, horse on the grill, are common. In these countries, horse meat is considered a traditional dish and is valued both for its taste and for the nutritional benefits it provides. But then, why is horse meat viewed with such suspicion in other countries, like the United States and the United Kingdom? The answer lies in cultural differences regarding the role of the horse in society. In Anglo-Saxon countries, horses are considered pets, symbols of prestige, and companions between humans and animals, especially in the context of sports and equestrian activities. This view makes consuming horse meat, in most of these nations, a real taboo. The act of eating horse meat is often associated with a violation of animal rights and is seen as unacceptable by many people. However, the environmental impacts of horse meat production cannot be ignored. Some studies suggest that the production of horse meat may be less harmful to the environment compared to the production of beef. For example, horses emit fewer greenhouse gases per kilogram of meat produced and require less water and feed to reach slaughter weight. This reduced demand for natural resources makes horse meat production a more sustainable option for those concerned about the ecological impacts of food production. Horses are also, in large part, raised on natural pastures, without the need for confinement, as is common in the beef industry. Extensive horse breeding is seen as a more sustainable practice compared to intensive cattle farming. This contributes to the lower carbon footprint of horse meat and makes production more environmentally friendly, as long as the horses are raised ethically and responsibly. For example, many horse breeders in countries like Kazakhstan and Mongolia follow sustainable management practices, respecting the natural environment of the animals. The production of horse meat also faces significant challenges related to the use of medications and hormones. Many horses used for human consumption are animals that have already been employed in sports or as working animals and, therefore, may have been treated with medications such as antibiotics and hormones, which can be harmful to human health. Traceability and certification of origin are therefore essential to ensure consumer safety and avoid food fraud, such as the case where horse meat was sold as beef in Europe. These food scandals generate distrust in the market and raise questions about transparency and safety in horse meat production. Additionally, the price of horse meat varies greatly depending on the market. In some countries, horse meat is considered a more affordable alternative compared to beef. However, in places like France, Japan, and Italy, where horse meat is highly valued, it is sold at high prices, considered a true delicacy. The price of horse meat is influenced by factors such as demand, availability, and cultural perception of the horse. In some regions, like Italy, it can be a luxury dish, served on special occasions and at higher prices. From an economic perspective, horse meat moves large sums of money and generates thousands of jobs. From the ranchers who raise the animals to the processors and distributors of the meat, the sector is responsible for a complex network of economic activities. Countries like France, which have markets specializing in horse meat, generate millions of euros annually from the sale of this meat. Additionally, horse meat production generates indirect jobs in areas such as transportation, logistics, and marketing. The consumption of horse meat remains a topic of debate, with various cultural, environmental, and ethical issues at play. Despite the controversies, horse meat continues to be valued for its nutritional qualities and its lower environmental footprint. In the countries where horse meat is consumed, it continues to play a significant role in the local diet, and the horse meat industry remains an important part of the economy and culture. This crucial role of horse meat, whether as a food source or as part of a cultural tradition, reflects the complex relationships between humans, animals, and the environment. While some cultures completely reject horse meat, others continue to value it as a culinary tradition and a source of nutritious food. Horse meat, therefore, represents an example of how foods and culinary traditions are shaped by history, culture, and even the environmental issues we face. As globalization continues to transform societies and markets, the debate over horse meat consumption will likely continue, reflecting the cultural differences that exist around this food and its implications. Horse meat, like other meats, continues to play an important role in global nutrition. As the world becomes more connected and cultural exchanges intensify, the acceptance or rejection of horse meat may vary, but its presence will continue to be a reflection of the complex relationships between humans, animals, and the environment. Whether as part of a cultural tradition or as a dietary need, horse meat remains a topic of discussion and challenge that influences food choices globally.